In this tutorial video, we will discuss creating a sponsor file so we can give proper recognition to our sponsors and underwriters. We will also discuss the Marquee tool, since it is a simpler feature that operates on the same principles as game sponsors. We will discuss these two features in tandem. For this tutorial, let's also load the soccer graphics project that comes with SuiteCG. It can be found in the SuiteCG content folder, Multisport Scoreboard, Projects. Let's activate the scorebug so that we can see these tools in action. The Marquee tool allows us to display a static text field or a rotating selection of text data in your scorebug. The Sponsor tool allows us to do the same thing, except it contains multiple text fields and an image field for a sponsor logo. Marquee and sponsor lists can be imported and exported to share across different sessions. Our tutorial template already has a marquee and sponsor list loaded, but standard template files will not have data preloaded into these lists. In the last video of this tutorial series, we will discuss how to create a new template that has this and other data preloaded for new sessions. Marquee and sponsor files can be imported with these buttons, or exported with these buttons. The SuiteCG Multisport Scoreboard content folder comes pre-designed with subfolders for both file types, to assist with keeping these and other files organized. To clear the list, click the Clear button. To add new fields, click the Add button. To remove one or more items, check each checkbox and then click the Remove button. To change the order of the list, select one item at a time and use the Move Up and Move Down buttons. Be advised that if you import a list and then make changes, those changes will not be made to the original file. You will need to export a new version or overwrite the original. Likewise, importing a list while there are list items already present will remove the pre-existing items. Let's talk about the text field next to these clock icons. These are timer intervals for the marquee and sponsor carousel playback controls. These represent how many seconds will pass before the automated playback advances to the next item in the list. To expedite this demonstration, let's change the marquee timer to 0 and the sponsor timer to 3 seconds. Now let's go over to the Game Status tab. As we learned in the previous training video, the session sport type will determine which user interface we see. However, the marquee and sponsor carousel tools are universal across all sport types and will always be found here. If we expand the selection boxes, we will see the same lists we just finished looking at in the Sponsors and Marquee tab. If we select any one of these list items, that item will be visible in the output file or the respective field in the built-in CG. You can see them displayed in the soccer scorebug here. Above each selection box are transport controls. With the sponsor carousel, we can click the play button and this will start rotating through the sponsor list. We can also manually click forward and back through the list. When the carousel reaches the end of the list, it will loop back to the beginning. But now, let's try this with the marquee. The buttons are disabled. We can still select a marquee item from the selection box, but the transport controls are not available. If we return to the Sponsors and Marquee tab, we will see that the timer is at 0. We cannot advance a marquee at 0-second intervals. Let's change this to 3 seconds as well. When we return to the Game Status tab, we find the transport controls are now available and we can begin playing the marquee. In addition to the sponsor carousel, SuiteCG Multisport Scoreboard also provides an interface for full-screen live reads for sponsors. This is available for both users of the built-in CG and those using an external character generator. For third-party CG users, you can find the live reads in the External CG Settings and Controls tab, and then select the External CG Control sub-tab. Selecting a sponsor from this list will display the sponsor live read to the left and output a variety of sponsor data to the output file. You can see this data in the Output Keys sub-tab. For a more detailed look at integrating the output file with your third-party character generator, be sure to watch our video tutorial series on external CG settings and controls. Let's come over to the Graphics Control tab, and then select the Sponsors Control button or our graphics project. You can see the similarities in this section of the user interface from what we just saw for external CG control. The main difference here is that when you select the sponsor, then you activate the sponsor graphic. Furthermore, the live read text can be activated with this checkbox. The live read will appear over the confidence monitor when both the checkbox is checked and the sponsor graphic is live. The live read will not be transmitted out on the NDI feed. Displaying the live read within the application can be useful for small footprint productions. If your play-by-play announcer is seated next to the Suite CG operator, they can glance at the screen for the live read instead of sorting through papers looking for what to say. Or, worse yet, winging it. This concludes the third part of our video tutorial series on session and template files. In the next video, we will begin our discussion of the session editor.